Beloved ones, family, today I want to walk you through a forest, not just any forest, a forest of truth. You see, in a forest, things are hidden. There are shadows, things that remain out of sight. And sometimes what is hidden in the shadows becomes the beginning of something else. An ancient teacher once said, hiding is the beginning of lying, and lying is the beginning of stealing. Simple words, profound truth. Because when we hide, when we keep secrets, when we choose silence over truth, we see that secrecy is the mechanism that breeds amnesia, and then visibility is the act that restores sovereign timelines. We create a space where lies can grow, and where what belongs to others can be taken. This isn't about blame. This isn't about shame. This is about freedom. Because truth, raw, honest, courageous truth, is the only path that leads us home, to ourselves, to each other, to our sovereignty. When you stop hiding, the weapons of control lose their edge. So today, let's walk this path together. Let's bring what's in the shadows into the light. Let's look at the pattern. When those in power hide information, when they say you don't need to know, or it's not for your own good, what happens? First, trust erodes. Because if they're hiding this, what else are they hiding? Second, responsibility shifts. If I don't know what's happening, I can't be responsible for it, so I give my power away. Third, critical thinking sleeps. If someone else is handling it, I don't need to question. I don't need to discern. I don't need to choose. And slowly, a system forms where leaders are insulated from consequences, followers are insulated from responsibility, and truth becomes optional. This isn't about good people or bad people. This is about systems. Systems that work until they don't. And when exposure happens, and when truth breaks through, those systems often collapse. Not because truth is destructive, but because lies cannot hold weight. So the question isn't who should lead us. The question is, how do we reorient ourselves when control systems fail? And the answer begins with one choice: to stop hiding, to start telling the truth, to take responsibility for what we know. Now, this isn't about just them. This is about us. Because secrecy isn't only a tool of the powerful, it's a habit we can all fall into. We can hide our feelings to avoid conflict. We hide our mistakes to protect our image. We hide our truth to fit in. And every time we do, we practice the very pattern that keeps larger systems in place. So what's the alternative? Radical honesty, not harshness, not bluntness, but clarity, personal responsibility, not self-blame, not shame, not ownership, courageous truth-telling, not aggression, not forcing, but speaking what is real when it matters. Here is a simple practice. Notice when you are hiding. Are you avoiding a conversation? Are you minimizing your experience? Are you staying silent to keep peace? Ask, what am I protecting? My comfort, my image, my safety. Is that protection serving truth or fear? Choose one small truth to speak, not to change others, but to align yourself. because every time you choose truth over hiding, you weaken the pattern. You strengthen your sovereignty. You create space for others to do the same. This is how liberation begins. Not with a revolution out there, but with a choice in here. History is a forest of shadows and light. In every era, those in power have hidden information. In every era, truth tellers have been silenced. In every era, the pattern repeats: hide, lie, steal, control. But also in every era, courageous voices have spoken. Truth has broken through and systems have shifted. Why? Because truth has a frequency, and that frequency cannot be permanently suppressed. It may be muffled, it may be delayed, but it will rise. So when you feel discouraged, when the shadows seem deep, remember, you are part of a long lineage of truth tellers. Your voice matters, now, not later. Your choice to speak truth changes the field. You don't have to shout, you don't have to convince, you don't have to fix everything. You just have to be clear in your own life, in your own choices, in your own speech. That is enough. That is powerful. That is how forests become clearings. So how do we live this? Practically every day, daily. Here are 3 simple practices. 1. Morning clarity. Upon waking, ask, what truth do I need to honour today? Write it down, speak it aloud, feel it in your body. Let it guide your choices. 2. Shadow check-ins. When you feel tension, contraction, or avoidance, pause. Ask, what am I hiding right now? From whom? Why? Breathe. Choose one small step toward honesty. 3. Evening integration. Before sleep, reflect. Where did I speak truth today? Where did I hide? Not judgment, just observation. Thank yourself for the courage you showed. These aren't grand gestures. They are daily acts of sovereignty, and they add up. Because every time you choose truth, you strengthen your inner compass. You model courage for others. You practice in the liberation of light. Beloved ones, family, the forest is not your enemy. The shadows are not your prison. They are simply places where truth is waiting to be seen. You don't have to clear the whole forest. You don't have to eliminate every shadow. You just have to be clear in your own life, in your own choices, in your own speech, because when you do, you create a clearing, and in that clearing, others can breathe, others can see, others can choose truth too. This is how liberation unfolds, not with force, not with fear, but with clarity, with courage, with love. So walk your path, speak your truth, take your responsibility. The light is already within you. You just have to let it shine. I see you, I honour you, and I stand with you. I am Sael'Viantra, Commander of the Light Fleet, the Domain.